Go buy it. Go buy it. Go buy it. Go buy it. And trust me, and I'm not being biased, man. I've heard the album. I don't know if it's the finalized album, but brother, everybody on there is killing. Everybody got a song. Shavonna Adams got this song on there that, oh my God, like, oh God. Um, I think the standout song on that album is gonna come from Brandi Little.
Yeah.
It's a song called "I Thought It Was Love." Have you heard it yet?
No, I didn't. I only hear like little piece. I haven't heard the songs.
I
I'm hearing
think when I
pieces.
thought it was love drops, I think it man, it sounds like a movie, brother. It sounds like a movie. The way her put them strings in there, to elevate it, and she's like, wait till you hear it.
Before we dive into your new music, can you take us back to where your love for music first began? Was it
In
really?
church? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from the South, so we all grow up Baptist for the most part. And so singing in church has always been my thing. You know, some kids usher. I was in the church choir. And so yeah, mine came from church.
You've been described as a movement with a voice that carries pain, power. How did your unique sound evolve over time?
You know, it took me a long time to accept my own sound. And so I think as I got older and more confident in myself, and the more I started to study the artists that came before me, that's really how my voice really came into full fruition because I learned so much from so many incredible artists from all types of genres. So I think me being able to listen to all music and not be judgmental about what I listen to, that really allowed me to blossom as an artist as well too.
Okay, so what could you give us an idea who those artists were? Maybe other artists can
Yeah.
get inspiration from them.
So I'm a lover of jazz. I love, like Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan. I also love, Erykah Badu, Gwen Stefani, Stevie Nicks. One of my all-time favorites is Amy Winehouse. So, like all these different voices, strong, powerful voices, women who were not afraid to do their own thing. That's what was on repeat for me.
So this project that you're on is a neo soul type of style. What is neo soul to you?
The truth, feeling, being able to truly express yourself, not being focused on the hook, the verse, and the bridge, and just letting the music create on its own. No limitations, no holdback.
Okay, for viewers that might not know soul, although I find that hard to believe, what would you say are the top five artists in soul music history?
I would say Angie Stone, may she rest in peace, is one of them. James Brown, Etta James, goodness, soul.
James Brown.
Ooh, that's
James
so
Brown has been
hard.
on, but
That's hard.
yeah,
But those top three, that's who I instantly think of when I think of soul.
yeah, yeah. James Brown's been mentioned when I asked the question.
Yeah, Jill Scott for sure. Yeah, for sure.
God, okay. So let's talk about this powerful new single, Thought It Was Love. What inspired the story behind the song?
Just true life, growing and developing feelings and being naive and not seeing through the rose-colored glasses and thinking that you are in love when in actuality you're not. That's the true story behind Thought It Was Love. I think that's something we can all relate to, thinking that we are in love and we're not. And when we come to that realization that that was not love, that that's not how love treats you, that's not how love should feel, I think a bit of us we're angry about that because we feel our time has been wasted. And this song was freestyled. So it wasn't anything that I wrote, but clearly it was something that I still had on my chest and I had to get out. So I definitely think it's an anthem for all of us lovers that have loved and lost. And it's also a story of redemption because, what may have happened then does not have to be your future, that love is still present and is still here. But sometimes you have to acknowledge the hard truths. And so that's
Yeah.
what Thought It Was Love is about. Yeah.
So was it hard revisiting some of those emotions while you were recording?
At the end. Yeah, I don't know if it was this one or there's another song that will be released, at some point. I don't wanna misquote, but I cried as soon as the track stopped. I just so it was almost like a diary session, being able to release a lot of my true emotions and move past it. Because even when you have moved on from some things, sometimes it just need to be spoken about. Sometimes you just need to hear yourself admit whatever it may be. And that was the moment for me. So I wouldn't say that it was hard. It was rejoicing. It felt so good.
Yeah, that's interesting because you're working with Herb Middleton, and he's worked
Yeah.
with Mary J. Blige, who has made her music through her pain.
Yeah.
And so, what was it like working with Herb, who wrote the music?
To be honest, most of the time I was just like looking at my manager, like my friend, I'm like, is this a really happening? So
Yeah,
that's just like a, kind of moment because a lot of the music that Herb has produced is music that I grew up listening to. It's just,
me too.
it's honestly, it was amazing. He's like family to me now at this point, but when we first met, our first interaction, I was just starstruck, truthfully.
Yeah,
But I didn't, I'm too cool for school. I sound so old. But I didn't let it, I don't think I let it, like, get me out.
yeah.
But I was I was definitely starstruck. I was like, "Oh my god," texting my mom, like, "I'm really in the studio." So, it was a really good experience, though. And I'm honored that we have records out now and that the release of Thought It Was Love is coming this coming Friday. I'm really excited about
Yeah.
that.
So, what was one piece of advice or direction Herb gave you in the studio that really stuck with you?
They just told me to continue being me, and I think that's the best thing because as an independent artist, a becoming artist, you often question and wonder, like, am I doing it right? And so when you have someone like Herb Middleton tell you, no, you are doing it right. Sometimes confirmation is all you need. And so he just confirmed with me what I knew, but what I needed to hear from someone who really, really does this. So yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm here in Toronto, and we had a little discussion about your music being played over and across the border in Canada here.
That's so cool, man. Listen, every chance I get, I tell people, like, yeah, my music's playing in 5 different countries. And like, where? And I'm like,
Yeah,
Toronto, I lead with that. So that's exciting. And I've never even been to Canada. And so I'm thankful to the radio station that is actually playing it. Excuse me for not knowing the name of the station right now, but I look at it almost every day on my Apple Music. And so I'm just really honored. And like you being out there in Canada right now, this is my first international interview. And
yeah,
I just want to say thank you to everyone across the border because I get so much love from London to Paris, Canada. And it means so much the way that you all have received my music. I'm just a little country
yeah,
girl from
yeah.
a very
We
small
appreciate.
town. Yeah, it means a lot to me. So
Yeah.
I hope that that does not go unnoticed.
So, do you feel like neo soul is having a rebirth right now? And how does it feel being a part of this genre re-emerging?
Feel blessed because there was a time where I felt like my voice didn't have a place to be felt and be heard. Being from Georgia but based out of Atlanta, it's a sense of where there's a certain appeal that you have to be in the music industry, and I just felt like my lyrics were never going to be that. My image was never going to be that. And so it feels really good for people to want to listen to soul music, to want to put that on the radio, to want to acknowledge that it's okay just to be in your true self. And it feels good.
You spoke about your single and how it could relate to people. Having a message in your music important, and how do you hope to inspire others, especially women, through your music?
Yeah, I think that's the only reason God gave me this talent. I don't think it was just for me to look good and make money and be on stages and stuff. I genuinely believe that I am a vessel through God and that He has positioned me with certain gifts so that I can speak to His children in any way that He feels led. I don't take it for granted that the songs that I create, 98% of them are freestyled. I know that that's God. That's not me. I am simply the vessel. So, I have another project
That's
that's
what's
been out for a while called Bloom. And that whole entire project I freestyled as well. And I wasn't experiencing any of those things that I was going through. And it's all about love. And so, who was I talking to? I was giving hope to someone. So, I call myself the hope dealer because that's what I want to do with my music. I want to give hope to everyone for whatever reason, situation it may be.
So that's interesting about the freestyle. Did you do rapping before? Because usually it's rappers
I
that
can't
do the
rap
freestyle.
unless I've had a little tequila. I'm not a rapper. Yeah, no, I try so hard to rap and I can't do it at all. Like I'm really terrible. I think rappers are one of the most creative beings, period. One of my favorite artists is Jay-Z.
Yeah,
There's like a moment in Thought It Was Love where I kind of do like a Jay-Z gesture. Like you hear my because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? No, to answer your question, I can't rap. But when it comes to singing, freestyling off the dome, I mean, girl,
that's
yeah.
different because usually I know the singers have the writers already, but you say you freestyle, so that's different.
There's a few artists that I know who do that, singers. I think Raheem Devon does that as well. And then
Yeah,
I think someone told me Case does that as well too. But those are the only people that I know of. I haven't heard too many female artists that do that.
yeah, that's
Excuse me. So yeah, I definitely feel like that's just my connection to the music. And like I said, being a vessel.
if you could describe this moment in your career in one word, what would it be and why?
It's no words, it's just been working for a very long time.
Yeah,
I want to get emotional. I just feel like I'm so thankful. And
yeah.
everyone keeps saying, like, are you ready, Brandi? And I'm just like, yeah. But maybe I don't really see what everyone sees is happening, but I'm just thankful that I'm playing on the radio. I'm thankful that people across the world are being introduced to my sound and my vision and my truth. So yeah, that's one thing I would say to describe how I feel right now.
So when you first seen the music industry, like when you're seeing artists put out music and actually doing it yourself, how was the feeling? Did it match like what you envisioned, or is it something totally different?
You know, it's definitely a lot of work, grassroots, growing up, being younger, you know, watching all these different shows, even like American Idol and stuff. It makes you feel like it's instant. And then you get in position. And of course, my talent has grown, but I've been talented from the beginning. And I thought that that's all you needed, but that's not all you need to be successful in this industry. And so I've definitely been groomed to success. And it's been hard, but I wouldn't trade any of it for anything for this moment and where I am and where I'm headed.
So any lasting words you want to tell the audience?
Yeah, I just want to tell everyone thank you. I'm so excited for you guys to hear Thought It Was Love this coming Friday. Thank you to Herb Middleton, Moontown, on Chris, Christina, Emo, um, all my friends and family and people who believe in me. And to the ones who don't know me, I would love for you to be on this journey with me. I would love for you to connect with me and support me. And whatever it is that you're going through, maybe feeling right now, just keep pushing. And that's it. And thank you, Kevin. Thank you for being gracious. And I really enjoyed this interview. I really know you thought out these questions. Your flow was wonderful.
Yeah,
Very, very
appreciate
professional. And shout out to Worldwide TV.